Hey guys, Five here with episode number 10 of our Borussia Dortmund career mode on FIFA 21 Next Gen. Kicking it off with the player of the episode from the previous episode, it is Marco Reus, who had a wonderful goal against Cologne in the previous episode. If you haven't seen the goal, go back and watch it because it's probably one of the best goals we have scored in this series, on this game, and probably on the whole channel in general. It is a really nice goal. And we're kicking this episode off in the DFB Pokal, a competition I want to look to win this season, this first season in charge. Obviously then we can mainly move our focus over to the Champions League and over to the Bundesliga. But this one is one I want to win this first season, and the first chance comes from our young striker Adeyemi. Always looks bright when he does play, as he has a shot saved unfortunately as we move forward. Poor pass there from Jude Bellingham, gives away possession, and it's a nice ball over the top to Lorenz out on this left hand side. He's got men in the middle to aim at, dinks it to the back post to Hoffman. Hoffman wins it, great save by Lunin, and I just don't know what Lunin's doing there. And Lunin's one step away from getting sold. I'm 100% honest there. I really regret signing him. He's just not that good. I can see why he doesn't play for Real Madrid. But Adeyemi, he's a signing that I love, as he skips past two men there on his stronger left foot and he just tucks it past the goalkeeper with a brilliant little finish. Really well played there by Adeyemi. He has been phenomenal since we signed him. The best out of all of the signings we made. Definitely, 100%. Has a lovely ball there. Played through to Reina, obviously on loan from Real Madrid. Maybe we can offload him back to Real Madrid with Lunin and he'll take him with him. Great strike there by Dahoud, who obviously is another one who has performed really well when called upon in the cup competitions, in the rotational Champions League games. Reina's one I'm trying to get a little bit more out of. He's not been the best when we play him. I'm just trying to get him to improve a little bit. Obviously, we've got cams in abundance. Brandt, Reus. We can push a couple of other players forward. I feel like Emre Can could play good at cam, even though he is probably more of a defensive player. He still is so good going forward. We've got Torgan Hazard. Perisic can probably be moved into a cam. So yeah, it's a position where we're spoiled for choice, basically, at that cam position. And yeah, he does need to improve if he wants to get into the first team. As we win the ball back here from their kickoff, and you can see here I've actually brought on hits for Lunin, and literally 1 minute into the second half, Adeyemi with a lovely dinked effort over the top of the goalkeeper. 2-1. He puts us in front for the first time this game, and it's a deserved lead. We dominated this game. You can see by the sheer amount of chances that we actually had in the first half that we should be in front in this one, and finally, thanks to Adeyemi the youngster, we actually are. But just a short while after that goal to put us up, they've got a chance here as they play through Frode. He's not the quickest, and that kind of resulted in me taking him out there. I thought he would sprint away, but he didn't. He stayed in the same position, and we actually took him out, and it's a lovely free kick. Forces Hits to make a nice little save as he charges into the post. In real life, I think like Hits probably would have needed to come off there. He banged his head pretty hard on the post. Thankfully, there's no head injuries in FIFA, as we tick the ball here with Adeyemi from their corner. We knock it upfield. He skips past two. He's about to skip past the third here in Young, and he's so quick. He's got a lovely strike on him as well, but unfortunately there the goalkeeper did make the save, but he's kind of come together as a really good striker this season, and there's chances of him obviously coming in and replacing Haaland in the first team, and I think he'll do just as good, really. Even though Haaland is the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga, I think if Adeyemi had the game time, he would probably be just as high up in that leaderboard. As here we go, Adeyemi again, skipping past his man. He's much more agile than Haaland, I will say as well. Skips past one man. He looked to try and skip past him a second time, but he did win the ball back, unfortunately. Thankfully, though, Jude Bellingham with a lovely little interception wins it back. He's going to look to knock it down to Dahoud. Dahoud just trying to find some space, finds it back to Bellingham. Back to Dahoud. The two centre-mids just working between each other really nicely. Lovely touch from Adeyemi. Turns his man brilliantly and has a brilliant strike, but it is well saved by the goalkeeper. And he's just looking for that final goal to get this hat-trick as Reina knocks the ball through to Thorgan Hazard in the box, skips past, tried to play it to Adeyemi for the cutback and that third goal, couldn't quite get it, but he does win it back. He then cuts it back to Adeyemi, who finally gets that third goal at like the 8th or 9th time of asking. He's had a lot of shots in this game. and you can just see how happy the whole squad are that the young man got his hat-trick in this game. We all run over to him. He does collect the match ball. You can see there 9 total attempts in this game. That just shows how good the goalkeeper was and how many chances we actually created in this game against a lower team, a lower opposition. As we come into the final game of this episode, we're taking on Werder Bremen, and the kind of cameras were all on Thomas Delaney before this one, and I wasn't quite sure why that was happening, but as a matter of fact, it was Thomas Delaney returning to his former team in Werder Bremen, and as soon as that popped up, I just got the memory in my head of him in a Werder Bremen kit, and I was like, of course, that is why. As we come into this one, they're playing a 5 at the back, and they've got Hernandez, the former Norwich player, and he was actually a player I was going to look to pick up for that left mid position as rotation, but instead we went with Perisic, and maybe slightly regretting that one. I think Hernandez, he was very good last season for Norwich when I watched him play. He's popped up with a couple of good performances, but ultimately we went with Perisic, and we also went with Hudson-Odoi, and I think that was the right decision considering how well they've played, as Jadon Sancho is knocked through by Erling Haaland. It's a lovely bit of hold-up play by our striker, proving he can get assists just as easy as he can get goals. Really nice goal as well, though. The main focus on Jadon Sancho, a lovely little effort past the goalkeeper, and we go 1-0 up early on in this game, and we're just adding to the sheer amount of goals we are scoring against these mid to lower table teams. I've said it before, we are the biggest nightmare for these mid to low table teams because we just score so many goals. Jadon Sancho skips past 2, kind of gets caught up there, but he keeps hold of the ball, shoots it in at that near post, and I'm not sure how that snuck in at that near post. I'm really not. But a goal's a goal, and it's a lovely one by Jadon Sancho. He skipped past a couple men, and he's back to his kind of old self. He's getting the goals, he's getting the assists. Started off the season not the best, but since we've moved into the 3-4-3 and the 4-3-3, we've kind of been much better. You can see here they're dominating possession. We're just catching them on the counter-attack, and we've scored another brilliant goal there with Emre Can. As I said, going forward, Emre Can is just as good as he is going back. He is so good. He's got a lethal little strike on him as well. And you can see, proving it here with the sliders. Everything is on default. Everything's on default for the next career mode that we do, which is going to be our Championship Road to Glory career mode. I've got the team selected already. I've got the thumbnail made. I've got it all made. So that should start, hopefully, at the end of this month in January the 1st, 2021. It'll be our first career mode of 2021. I want to get this career mode done by the end of this year. And with the way we're going forward right now, I really do believe if we can kind of pick up points against the bigger teams, we're winning the league 100%, because we haven't struggled against a single lower down opposition in this career mode at all. As a chance there by Munier goes wide of the post, we make a couple of substitutions just to kind of readjust the team, get some fresh legs on, and looking to just try and add more goals. Really, it's that simple. We want goals, and we want as many as we can get. As Sancho is played through by Julian Brandt, he's quicker than their whole defence, he's got more skill than their whole defence, and he's just going to skip past, cut inside, plays it to Haaland. Haaland on his left, it's unfortunately blocked, and they do get the ball away quite nicely as they survive the press. And unfortunately there for them, it did go out for a throw-in. They kind of went long ball and it didn't pay off. Maybe they should have stuck to the short passing. But from that resulting throw-in, we're just going to play it into the midfield, try and find some space here, as Julian Brandt in the centre attacking midfield position plays it back to Witsel. Witzel's just going to knock it through to Haaland, cuts inside onto his left foot, curls it, it falls to Brandt. Brandt's just going to dribble around, finds Haaland, and he just toe pokes it into the back of the net. And I'd say the main kind of emphasis of that goal was on Julian Brandt, with a little shimmy he did in the box, the tight, close control he has over the ball. 100% the reason we scored that goal. It was a really nice bit of dribbling. And yeah, it's 4-0. It's another dominating and very kind of ensuring performance against a lower down team. It's a brilliant save from Berkey. Obviously, you're seeing all of this attacking that we're doing, but defensively we are just as good. You can see they're winning the header from the corner, and we're looking to counter-attack here straight away. You can see how quick Erling Haaland has just charged up the pitch. Jadon Sancho can see that. Should have knocked him through there, but unfortunately he was just slightly offside. So we're just going to hold it, dink it across to the back post. Marco Reus is there, and it's a great save from their keeper, denying us the chance of going 5-0 up and saving them from going 5-0 down. But yeah, defensively we are just as good as we are going forward. It's really good to see, and it's it's a positive sign. It's happy to it's so good. We're so good going forward. We're equally as good going backwards. And if we could do the same against the big teams, as I said, the Bundesliga is wrapped up. We're on such fine form in the Bundesliga. We haven't lost, I don't believe, since the RB Leipzig game. And you can see into the final minutes of this one, Marco Reus cuts inside, goes for a shot. It is unfortunately blocked. Falls out to Schultz, looking to whip one in. But the referee is going to blow his whistle. We win the game 4-0. And we're going to end the episode with a simulated game against Lazio because we have wrapped up the group. This was a pointless game. They were going to finish second, we were going to finish first either way. So we did simulate it with the rotational side who lost 4-1 unfortunately. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.